So in the month of June, I received dividend payments from 11 different companies, including some legendary dividend kings like Johnson & Johnson and 3M. And in this video, we're gonna go through each of those payments and total them all up at the end so you can see exactly how much I made in the month of June. And also so you can see my total dividend income so far in 2022. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, now at the end of every month, I like to go through my dividend payments with you all. And before we get into this month's payments, so far year to date, not counting any of the cash I've received in June, my total dividend income is $684.28, which puts us at a monthly average of $136.86, which means I can afford some In-N-Out Burger probably about twice per week and have my dividends paid for it, which makes me a happy camper, but is not great news for my waistline. All right, guys, now getting into the first payment, this is coming from a company that I actually don't have in my portfolio anymore. This is American States Water Company, ticker symbol AWR. And on June 1st, my last dividend from these guys, I received $3.70. Now, what I did, guys, is I sold out of AWR and reinvested all of those funds into a different company. I put them all into Lowe's, which is the newest position to my portfolio, which you'll know if you've been watching my videos. All right, guys, the next payment that I received came from one of the covered call ETFs in my portfolio. This is XYLD. And on June 1st, they paid me a dividend of $8.87, which brings our total so far for the month to $12.57. And scrolling down, taking a look at my XYLD position, you guys can see I have just over 20 shares of this bad boy at an average cost per share of $50.45, which means I'm taking quite a hit in share price performance. I'm down 15% with this position, which is okay. But with this particular position, I don't plan on it being a super long-term hold for me, so I'd rather not be down this month, but it is what it is. That's just how the market's been going lately, and I'm not selling immediately, so I guess I shouldn't be too concerned about it. Now, moving on to the third stock that paid me a dividend in June, this one is Intel, ticker symbol INTC. And also on June 1st, which apparently was a pretty good day of dividends for me, I received $13.92 from Intel, which brings our total for the month to $26.49. And Intel has been taking quite a hit lately, guys. As you can see, just in the last 30 days, they're down about 10%. And then year to date from January 1st until today, they are down nearly 30%, which is not so great if you're looking for that capital depreciation. But if you are a long-term dividend investor like myself, this is fantastic news because while the share price is coming down, while we're seeing that compression, it is pushing that dividend yield straight up to a near 4% at this point. And as far as my position goes with Intel, I believe it's my biggest loser in the portfolio right now. I currently have 42.4 shares at an average cost per share of $50.21. And I'm down just over 23% at this point in time, which, like I said, I think it's the worst performing stock in my portfolio, which is okay. All right, my friends, moving on to the fourth payment. This one came from the sole utility company in my portfolio. This is Southern Company, ticker symbol SO, who on June 6th paid me a dividend of $12.04, which brings our total for the month of June so far, guys, to $38.53. Now, Southern Company, for the most part, has been holding strong all year long, but they are now officially in the 4% dividend yield range. They are officially, in my book, a high-yielding dividend stock. And as far as my position goes, I have 17.8 shares of Southern Company at an average cost per share of $60.02, and my position is doing really well. I'm up 16.3%, and with all the volatility in the market, Southern Company, like I said, it's been holding strong for the most part. All right, guys, now moving on to payment number 5. This is coming from JEPI, the JP Morgan Premium Equity Income ETF. I've said that enough times that I've just remembered it, guys. And JEPI is the other covered call ETF in my portfolio, and it's also one of the other monthly payers. Every month, I'm getting a dividend from this ETF. And on June 6th, they paid me a dividend of $8.64, which is, pretty much right in line with what I received from XYLD. But anyway, this brings our total for the month of June to $47.17. We're getting up there. Now, as far as my position with this ETF goes, I have basically 16.9 shares of JEPI at an average cost of $61.56. So I'm down about 9% right now, which is not too bad. I don't really mind, I guess, seeing JEPI down right now. It's kind of the same story with XYLD. I don't plan to hold this ETF forever. It's more just kind of a short, medium-term income play for me. So I'm just going to keep letting these monthly dividends reinvest themselves and do their thing for now. Now, moving on, as far as payment number 6 goes, guys, this one came from one of the king of kings of dividend stocks. This is Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol JNJ. And on June 7th, Johnson & Johnson paid me a dividend of $12.43, which is probably enough to grab a couple of double-doubles from In-N-Out. So that's just like one trip right there for me. But anyway, guys, this brings our total for the month of June to $59.60. Now, as I mentioned a moment ago, Johnson & Johnson is a dividend king. And as you can see, they have 59 years of consecutive dividend growth. And no one will ever call Johnson & Johnson the cheapest stock out out there because it's not. It usually trades at quite a premium, but that's because it's such a high quality company to own. And many investors love to have J&J in their portfolio because it offers that reliability, that sustainability, and that consistently growing dividend. As far as my position goes, guys, I have just over 11 shares of J&J at an average cost of $158.84. And my position is sitting pretty. I'm still up about 15% with this position, and I'm not contributing any more to Johnson & Johnson for now because, like I said, it tends to trade at a premium. I'm more so after that value, but I like having these steady, reliable investments in my portfolio, and Johnson & Johnson definitely fits that bill. All right, guys, now moving on to payment number 7. This one is coming from Snap-on, ticker symbol SNA, who on June 10th paid me a dividend of $11.63, which brings our total for the month of June up to $71.23. We are getting close to that triple digit mark, guys. Now with Snap-on, guys, I currently have about 8.25 shares of this bad boy at an average cost of $211.54. I love this company. I'm really happy to have Snap-on in my portfolio. They've got a decent dividend growth history, and they have a really nice 5-year dividend growth rate. So the dividend yield's not the craziest, but guys, it does have a tendency to grow pretty quickly, and that's what I'm after with this company. All right, guys, now jumping over to payment number 8. This one is coming from Chevron, ticker symbol CVX, who on June 10th paid me a dividend of $18.68, which puts us at a monthly total so far of $89.91. Now, as many of you know, a lot of these energy stocks have just been shooting straight up. They've been skyrocketing all year, all of 2022, but Chevron is kind of starting to make its way back down. In the last 30 days, it's down about 16.6%, but my position is still just crushing it. It's still my best performing position. Right now, I have 13.26 shares of Chevron at an average cost per share of $93.54. And as you can see, I'm up about 55%. All right, my friends, 3 more payments to get through. This is now payment number 9, which came from 3M, ticker symbol MMM. And on June 13th, they paid me a dividend of $17.55, which puts us at a total so far for the month, now officially over 3 figures, $107.46. And 3M has seen some turbulence as well, guys. Just in the last month, in the last 30 days, they're down 10.4% basically. And then year to date, from January 1st until today, they're down, 26.78%. So they've taken quite a bit of a hit. But like what we were talking about with Intel, as the share price is coming down, that dividend yield is just going straight up. And as you can see, 3M now officially has an over 4.5% dividend yield, which is super impressive in its own right. But along with that, it has 63 years of consecutive dividend growth. So it even has a longer dividend growth history than Johnson & Johnson. As far as my position goes, I have just under 12 shares of 3M at an average cost per share of $165.43. And I'm not doing too hot. I'm down 18.8% with 3M, but this is one of my long-term holds. I plan to hold this company for a long time. All right, guys, now moving on to the 10th payment I received in June. This one came from Main Street Capital Corporation, ticker symbol MAIN, who on June 15th paid me a dividend of $6.47, which puts our monthly total so far at $113.93. Now, my Main Street position is holding strong. I have 30.27 shares of Main Street Capital Corporation at an average cost per share of $39.29, and I'm only down about 2.2%. Not too shabby. I've seen this position down, recently as much as 8%, maybe even 10%. So it's kind of starting to rebound from there, which is great to see. All right, guys, now moving on to the 11th payment I received in June. This one came from Realty Income, the monthly dividend income company. And on June 15th, they paid me a dividend of $9.13. We're getting awfully close to like double-digit monthly dividends from Realty Income. But anyway, guys, this puts our monthly total so far at $123.06. Now, as far as my position goes, I currently have 37.1 shares of Realty Income at an average cost per share of $56.58. And I'm doing great. I'm still up 22.3% with this position. I'm not adding any more to it right now. This is definitely one of the more heavily weighted positions in my portfolio. It's either number 1 or number 2, I think. And so I don't need any more Realty Income. For now, I'm just letting those monthly dividend reinvestments do their thing. All right, guys, so I actually goofed up. I thought that Realty Income was the last payment that I received in June. I thought that was it. But as I'm sitting here recording this video, one more payment came through. One extra payment to make it an even dozen. And this one came from Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT. And right now, as I'm recording this video on Friday, June 24th, Lockheed Martin paid me a dividend of $10.28, and we'll reveal the monthly total in just a moment. but I want to show you my position first. All right, so right there in the middle of the screen, you can see my position. I have 3.67 shares of Lockheed Martin at an average cost per share of $350.16, which means I'm still up about 20%. All right, guys, now with that behind us, that brings our total dividend income for the month of June to $133.34, which is a year-over-year gain of 48.8%. So compared to last year's June income where I received $68.20, this is nearly 50% higher than that. A huge jump in dividend income. And that's what happens when you continue to invest in your portfolio and reinvest those dividends. That's where that quick compounding effect can take place. And it's so cool to see the year over year change and see it pay off. But anyway, guys, the total income is $817.62. We're almost at that $1,000 mark. And if you break that down, divide that into the monthly average, that puts us at a monthly average income of $136.27. Anyway, guys, if you're looking to pick up some more dividend stocks, then check out this video right over here. In this one, I'm telling you about 3 of the cheapest, the best dividend stocks to buy in July. So click on this video right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.